guys, and welcome to my card review. I mean, I had to do it at some point. Usually I like having some music in the background. So yeah, and today we're just gonna tackle the Mage cards, the Priest cards, and the commons that were released at this point. That's what we're gonna tackle in this video. So let's start with the commons while we're at it. And let me play some Warcraft 1 soundtrack music from that game because I actually never listened to it. Next video, since it's gonna be a short one, so I have only 2 classes, we're just gonna do this. So, have Hearthstone open so we can quickly go through it. But let's start down here. Have the Snow Flipper Penguin, which is 0 mana 1/1 beast. Just gonna make Arena a bit more inconsistent just because I have a 1/1 0 1/1, which can be annoying. And using a card for that doesn't seem at all worth it unless you can pull some crazy stuff, since the beast and you can give it charge. You can get for some like burst. That's the only way I can see it, and it's in the game mainly because of Build Abyss from Rexar, so you can actually just give +1/+1 to a beast that if you like need like a Kodo, you know, the 4 mana 2/4 deals damage equal to its attack. Actually, if you need that with some fast damage because you're behind, you just get that, and it's a 4 mana 3/5 and deals 3 damage, and it's quite nice. That's all. Those are the only thing you could use this card for. Have Fallen Sun Cleric, 2 mana 2/1, give a friendly minion +1/+1. I think it's worse than the 3 mana 3/2 Shatter Sun Cleric. I think it's worse than that card just because, I mean, we know from Disciple Cartoon the 3 mana 2/1 that deals 2 damage is pretty good because then it's annoying and you need to ping it. So, you know, that is the 3 mana card. The 2 mana card that has the +1/+1, like a +1/+1 charge, right? So like the Morlock Raider +1/+1. I think this is better than that card. It's a little bit better than that card. So it's an okay arena card. I would not be angry if I had to pick this, but put it in my deck? Nah, never. Death Speaker, 3 mana 2/4. That stat line usually has to be a 3 mana 2/5. If it's a 3 mana 2/5, vanilla still needs a little bit. It's a 3 mana 2/4, so it needs a bit more because +1 attack is a pretty big deal. So you have a Battle Like River friendly minion immune this turn. That's like using the Hosen Healer, but it prevents all damage, so your creature cannot die, right? So if it's a 2 health creature, you can make it immune, attack face, and trigger like the trap from explosive trap from Hunter. You can trigger that, and I think this card is actually really good. Like as an arena card, I would pick a lot of these. Although it is a win more card, since if you're behind on board 3 mana 2/4, it's okay, right? 3 mana 2/4 is not super bad to just play on a board if you're desperate. So in the worst case of 3 mana 2/4, if you're desperate on a board, it's a little bit, right? But if you're winning this card, it's amazing. If the board state is equal, you know, like they have like a minion on board, you just play this, it just trades favorably. Well, that's pretty damn, like, you play 2-drop, they play 2-drop, you play Death Speaker, you kill it. Pretty much, so the 3 mana 2/4 spawn like a 2/3 or a 3/2, which is really good, right? It has, I think it's a really good arena card, and I could see it in some decks. I could actually see this card played a little bit in constructed. So I like it. I really like the card. Sunborn Valkyr, 5 mana 5/4, give adjacent minions +2 health. Really good arena card. Even if you hit one creature, is a 5 mana 5/6, and you get to use that 2 health immediately to like save a creature, like the Death Speaker. If you're desperate, the 5 mana 5/4 is okay. Like, just Like sometimes you play the 5 mana 4/5 healer, you play it on the board because you're desperate. Although that, if you play like that, you get the healing and the 4 size body. If you get the heal, is better than a 5/4. So again, if you're losing, it's worse than that card. If you're winning, it's way better than that card in my opinion. So I think a 5/4 is better if you're winning already, to already deal more damage. In constructed, I don't know, it could actually see play. Defender Argus is give +1/+1 and taunt, and the taunt aspect makes it good in some decks. Is giving +1 attack to a 3 attack minion, giving 2 health to a 2 health minion that has no 3/2. So your minion becoming a 3/4 and becoming a 4/3 is better if they are early game minions, so they can actually survive. But I think you could see like a 1 of, maybe, you know, just maybe you could see 1 of this card, but in arena, very good. Cobalt Scalebane, 5 mana 5/5. At the end of your turn, give another friendly minion +3 attack. I do really see, of course, in arena, amazing. 5 mana 5/5, already good. Just slap it on the board. Have like a 1/1 becomes really good. Like, it's just all around a really good card. It's a dragon, has dragon synergy, and I do see this card actually played in constructed. Since there are lots of dragons, like I seen this dragon is another dragon we'll talk about immediately coming out. And this is a card makes the minion that got buffed really threatening. But if you're probably gonna put this in priest, having like Cabal Talon Priest, like Northshire Cleric, no high health, lowish attack, giving them +3 attack would make them really good. So I think Dragon Priest with this card, it's really good. I do see it playing constructed. Necrotic Guy, 6 mana 5/3. Whenever one of your other minions dies, summon 2/2 ghoul. This for 6 mana 3 health in constructed is worthless. It's gonna get board cleared, your ghouls gonna get killed. It won't be that good in constructed. In arena though, it's, if you're ahead on the board, it's gonna do wonders. It's gonna win you the game by itself, so you can continuously trade your ghouls that you summon. Have 3 things die, you trade them all, get 3/2 ghouls. Your opponent like can't spell this thing down, so it plays like a big minion, you throw all your ghouls into it, they come back for free and just deal like 6 damage to something. It probably might die. At that point, if it doesn't have an answer, you're gonna steamroll. If you're behind, it's gonna suck dick, right? So again, a win more card, you need a couple of them. Bone Mare, 7 mana 5/5, Battle Cry, you get friendly minion +4/+4 and taunt. This is such a good card, like 7 mana 5/5 +4/+4. Again, you have to have, see, all these cards are like, you have to have something on the board. And this is better, seems to have Death Rattle minions into their mind. And the new eggs are gonna become, I think eggs are gonna be really good. Like even the 0 mana draw a card egg, I think that card is playable. Like this card, it becoming a 4/6 with Thorn that draws a card, yes! Amazing! Like even with this, if you play a 1-drop and you buff it, it's just really good. In arena, Ball Creeper sometimes is better than this card. You can just play it, you don't need another card if you're behind. This card, if you're ahead, is gonna be better than Ball Creeper because you have 4 burst damage pretty much. You can make like the minion really big, you're gonna survive another attack. So I think this card has the potential to be even higher than Ball Creeper. It's a really good card, and since Ball Creeper is actually played in Druid sometimes, or in the Shaman to give it Ancestral Spirit, I think Bone Mare could actually see playing in constructed as your big end game finisher. Next, Mindbreaker, 3 mana 2/5, hero powers are disabled. 3 mana 2/5, the stat line that needs a little bit, this has a little bit. In arena, it can be quite an inconvenience. It's a good statted minion, so you can pick it all the time. If you're against like a priest that, well, you're gonna have a 3/2, I got like it's a 3/4, like a vault up is hit, kill your 2/3. You play this, well now they can't heal it to actually save it, right? If you keep it alive, it's gonna be quite inconvenience. Against Mage, you have like a 1 health minion from the other turn. They didn't think, they just played a 2/3. You can play the Mindbreaker, and it becomes really annoying for them to like actually ping stuff. And of course, everybody's gonna have an overpowered hero power. You might choose to take this into your deck if you feel the need to actually do it. Good card. Shallow Gravedigger, 3 mana 3/1. Bad stats. Add a random Death Rattle minion to your hand. So Loot Hoarder is a 2 mana 2/1, which draws you a card. So a card you have in your deck is a good card. It's card draw, cycles. You play it on 2. This costs 3 mana for a 1 health minion. And you get a random Death Rattle minion. You could get a random legendary, you could get something else. It's kinda hide the rolly. Yes, I would not play more than one if I put this into one of my decks. It's just the health is so weak. In arena it is really depends. There are a lot of mages, so this could be like a worse loot hoarder in arena. It is pickable. It can give you a lot of value, especially like have a mind breaker. They cannot kill you. A Shallow Gravedigger, for example. Has some applications, but the power of Loot Hoarder is only 2-drop. It's a 2-drop, and they are more reluctant to kill a 2/1. You know, that also gives them a card, right? But this is a 3/1 that can give you some garbage, so they will also cost you 3 mana. They just use a 2 mana hero power. Sometimes they don't even take damage as they are mage. So yeah, I'm a bit iffy on this card. You could tack it on just for fun. I don't think it's gonna be that competitive. Phantom Freebooter, 4 mana 3/3, gain stats equal to your weapons. This will probably instead you play with Doomhammer against like 8 health, it becomes like a 5/11. That's quite a cool combo. In like, I could actually see it in an aggressive shaman, just because their weapons, like if you play this with like Spirit Claws, the J Claws, it's a 4 mana 5/5 pirate, which is already good enough. So pirate activates patches. In Pirate Warrior, it's gonna have a lot of attack, usually 1 or 2 health. If you can play this with the Arcanite Reaper, it becomes an 8/5 for 4 mana, which already has a 4 mana 5 health, which is what you want. Have like a lot of health, so it becomes quite hard to deal with. So I think this could be a quite nice inclusion into your pirate decks and more aggressive decks. But I think Galaka Crawler is gonna destroy this card, which is really good because fuck pirate decks, nobody likes them. In arena, it's gonna be quite bad for most classes. If you're a rogue, it's gonna be a 4 mana 4/5, which is good. It's a 4 mana 4/5 pirate, good. Sometimes it becomes like a 4 mana 6/5 if you have Deadly Poison. So for some classes it's gonna be good. For some horrible. In arena, in question could play. Tickling Abomination for ticking. Oh, it's a tickling. It's like what? Why would you do that to an abomination? 4 mana 5/6. Death Rattle deal 5 damage to your minions. This card is, I think, it's quite bad. The 4 mana 5/6. I don't see this ever played in constructed. And in arena, I think it's gonna be quite bad because that's more minion centric. And sometimes you can't just suicide it. Just oh, 4 mana 5/6. You just trade it to their like 6/5. You know, like a good trade, but. I think this card is all around bad, but has one application in Warlock. It's a 4 mana 5/6, so it's gonna survive. You play it, you turn it into like a 5/4 attack minion, then you play Treachery on it, and then you kill it and destroys your opponent's board. That could be a thing, but I think this card is completely horrible. Corpse Tracer, 5 mana 3/3, give a friendly minion Death Rattle, resummon this minion. This card is really good, but costs 5. So again, another win more card. To play it, you can only play with like a 5 cost in the same turn. Yes, you can play with like a Senjin, you put Corpse Chaser on it. I mean, if you get a 2/2, it's mediocre. It's a 5 mana 3/3 and a 2/2 usually get more than that for 5 mana. Right, the 5/5s get more. So if you get a 2/2, it's mediocre. I mean, if you get a 3/3, it's just a good statted minion. But anything more than that is really good. If you have anything that sticks from the other turn, like a taunt minion with high health, it's gonna be really good. I think this card is just a really good card. I do see it being able to be played in constructed just because Sense of Spirit is a card that's played. Though this play because you can just slap it on a Bug Creeper and do that, but sometimes you play on Sense of Spirit on a card that survives. So having this as an option to all the other classes that are not Shaman can be quite good. So I do think this is a really strong card both in Arena and in Constructed. Bone Drake, 6 mana 6/5, add a random dragon to your hand. It's also Dragon. This is a really good card for Dragon decks. 6 mana 6/5, for 2 health you get a random dragon, which are most of them fucking gigantic minions. Fuck yeah, this card is amazing! Sorry. Again, I keep speaking and I need to drink some water. Which is hot as fuck because God is so fucking hot in here in Romania. God is killing me. Fucking global warming. Goddamn. This card, not much to talk about, it's just a really fucking good card. Raffling Rascal, 4 mana 2/2, summon a 5/5 skeleton. So I have like a 4 mana 7/7 stat. That's rather summon one for your opponent. So at the worst, you play a 4 mana 2/2, you get a 5/5. Your opponent uses like a Frostbolt or like a Flame Geyser on your 2/2. So they spend a card on the 2/2 part, they get a 5/5. You're always playing this into an aggressive deck. Or in Arena, it's just a pretty good card. Of course, you can always Treachery the Rattling Rascal, kill it and you get another 5/5. It's a couple of things to be pretty cheeky, right? Interesting way. By the way, you play this because the 2/2 has to be answered. If you're playing an aggressive deck... Oh fuck, sorry. This card is the list of your priorities. You guys have like Knife Jugglers, Flame Time Totems. You can Flame Time this card to get like a really good trade, and the 5/5 doesn't really matter. And the 5/5 always hits you in the face at least once before the enemy's 5/5 can actually trade for yours. So I think this is actually a really good card. In Arena, if you're in like more control deck, might not be worth it, just because maybe they can just kill your 2/2 for like with a 2/3 for free, and then it's kind of meh, kind of bad. Have to get a good trade with a 5/5 and then force your other 5/5 to kill yours. Has more promise in construct. You can also like silence it. So if you're playing like an aggressive priest deck, you can purify it, get a couple of those cards. Could be interesting. A Mage Wagon, 4 mana 1/4, summon a minion from your deck with less attack than this minion. This is clearly meant to be a combo card because just getting a random ass minion from your deck, I think you're going through way too much to try to buff this card to actually just get a random minion. I don't think it's worth it. Maybe you can play like Mage Wagon doesn't die, you play Cobble Scalebane, it becomes a 4/4 and then just get a minion, summon a minion from your deck with less attack. So you get something with 3 or less attack. It could be good. I'm not really seeing this, to be honest. I think to combo, I mean, yes, you have some good ways to like do cool combos, and that's gonna be the only thing. For a card that you just buff and get a random minion from your deck, is way too much work to put into it to just fail miserably, right? So only combo potential in Arena is horrible. Corpse Taker, 4 mana 3/3, gain Taunt. If your deck has a taunt minion, repeat for Divine Shield, Lifesteal, Wind Fury. You play this in Shaman because I like here you get the Wind Fury, Divine Shield, and Taunt. Play this in Paladin because you get Lifesteal, Divine Shield, and Taunt, which I think is better in Paladin. But having one or two, maybe 3 Lifesteal cards in Shaman just to get this is pretty good. Some cards already have the Taunt, Divine Shield into them, so you can quite easily get that. Don't really need like a 4 mana 3/3 with Taunt, Divine Shield is pretty good. It's pretty good, to be honest. Just it requires an attack, and it's just gonna be more than if it's a Senjin. If only 2 attack goes to a Corpse Taker. If 3 attack goes to a Corpse Taker, is a good card. So usually you're looking for 3, and getting the lifesteal in a control deck, not that hard. I think this card is really good. In Arena, depends on how you drafted your deck and how you will draft your deck. If this card could be completely insane, right? I think it's a really good card. Tomb Lurker, 5-mana 5/3, battlecry at the random death rather minion that died this game to your hand. It's like the Gravedigger or like the Lotus Agent, the 5-mana 5/3. On average, the Lotus Agent gives you more flexibility in a deck, so you can get answers or like big minions. Usually play that in Jade. Just so you have like 3 possibilities for Jade cards. That's the main reason you play this card. That's how I played it, at least. This one you just play in a totally different deck. I mean, you can really compare. It's just a value card. You have 5-mana 5/3, the random death rattle minion that died this game. Had your minion to die. You can of course not run 1, 2, 3 minion that have death rattle, like 4 cost minions. Even if your opponent has like a good death rattle dies in like a control matchup, it can be really good. Also, it's a battle cry, so it's instant not on death rattle. I think it's a good card. Have like some pretty good death rattle in your deck, you can run it. Even if you get like a 2 death rattle, 3 mana cost death rattle, it's still fine. Skulking Guy, 6 mana 4/6, destroy all cost 1 cost spells in both hands and deck. This can counter the Paladin secrets. In Priest, you can get rid of like Power Shield, stuff that they get from Lyra. Has like 1 counter here, 1 counter there. So this of course is meant to counter Jade, but they don't have infinite value, just have normal Jade value. As we've known from Shaman, you can beat normal Jade value. You can't do that if your deck is a control deck. You can actually beat it. It's not that hard. Having the Skulking Guys, maybe they don't draw the Jade Idol. You just nullify any golems. Maybe they already wasted some mana. It's gonna make their Garrison pretty worthless. I think even if there's a lot of Jade, you put this card in your deck. It's a 6 mana 4/6 at the very worst. And it's probably gonna kill, if you're like against the war, you might just kill 2 shield slams and then you're really happy. So I think it has targets all around, so it's a pretty good card to counter Jade, and a little bit here and there if you're gonna counter Jade, might as well kill some other cards. Nerubian Unraveler, 6 mana 5/5, spells cost 2 more. These 2 more, pretty hard to kill. Just having to like, if you're a deck that doesn't have an answer to pay overpriced for it. I mean, if they have to pay a card that's overpriced more than like exactly 6 mana or more for this card, you kind of nullify each other's turn, the very least. Against some decks, pretty bad. 6 mana 5/5 does nothing. Although late game against Pirate Warrior, I guess you could like, well, you get taunts, you sustain, and your opponent's like looking for that mortal strike to kill you. You can play the Nerubian Unravel, and that's gonna cost maybe a bit too much to get that last bit of damage in. So it could be interesting against, of course, Lyra Priest. If you bait 1 death before this, which is not super hard, before they go ham with Lyra, they won't be able to do it anymore because their cost, if they even have 2 of the elements, it's gonna cost full mana. So I don't think it's that bad of a card as people say it. Maybe a cool techie choice, right? Oh boy, dumpster fires, here we go. Prince Keliseth, 2 mana 2/2. We actually finished that soundtrack. Interesting. I don't see any other for the first game. And somebody did the story of Orcs and Humans, so now we kinda all know it. Let's start on a Warcraft 2 soundtrack, or let's actually replay it. I've been talking for a long time. Actually, no, just go too much. I really like this. Wait. Here. Now this. Here we go. Prince Keliseth, 2 mana 2/2. If your deck has no 2 cost cards, already horrible. Give all minions in your deck +1/+1. The effect is not good enough. You want to rank in an aggressive deck, In aggressive decks, so to counter this card, you need a lot of 1-drops. You need so many 1-drops because on 3 you need 1-drops and 3-drops. Because on 3 you want to be able to play a 3-drop. On 4 you need a 3-drop plus a 1-drop. On turn 2, if you don't draw it, which a lot of the games you won't even have this card on turn 2. Yes, you won't have it. You have to go double 1-drops. So you need to fill your deck with a lot of 1-drops and a lot of 3-drops to justify, because it has to be an aggressive deck. We know from Mistweaver, or whatever the fuck, Mistcaller, the effect of +1/+1 comes in way too late, that it doesn't matter that much at that point. If you buff 7/7 to an 8/8, doesn't matter that much. You have to make your deck in such a way that it's just so unreliable. It's gonna be horrible. Bad card. Dusted. Prince Taldaram, 3 mana 3/3. If your deck has no 3-cost cards, transform it into a 3 mana with a 3 mana faceless. Already horrible. You have to make such an obscure combo deck to make this shit work. That's just, might as well play like a normal deck. It's a normal deck that's combo oriented without having to go to the retarded hoop of making this card work. Bad card, but this one actually can play it, you can make some meme decks and have it be quite fun. Prince Zelenar, 4 mana 4/4. If your deck has no 4-cost cards, you can lifesteal tall. This is such an average legendary. It's fucking weird. I mean, if it's a deck that curves to like 1, 2, 3, doesn't have like 4-drops, doesn't need them, you can cut one of them to have like a 4 mana 4/4 taunt lifesteal. So it's a pretty good card in the end. It's gonna help your aggro matchup. And you know, if you're like a class that uses like weapons to use its health early on to get minions and push for tempo, have Prince Valenar to protect your other minions, get some health back. You know, if things go badly, the the bonus health can help you, you know, maybe get one more turn to get that burst to kill your opponent. I do think this card is just a good card, but just so weirdly average. It's kind of weird. It's just okay, I guess. Just have like, I mean, just could go like aggressive. Yeah, an aggressive druid, like a face hunter, but no way it's going to be mage. No way it's going to be paladin. For an aggressive priest deck, maybe a rogue. What the fuck? They have so little 4-drops. The main can is actually the combo rogue. Like in that deck, actually 4 mana 4/4 taunt lifesteal is gonna be quite good. So in rogue, that's the target. No way. Actually, you skip on a 4 mana 7/7. Want to put in shaman? Maybe shaman. A deck that doesn't focus on this card, actually on warlock, it might be good. Yes, warlock. You already run a lot with brave and Corcoran elite in those kind of decks, so a couple of ways to implement the card. It's an okay card. Alright, moving on to priest. Shadow Ascendant, 2 mana 2/2. At the end of your turn, give another friendly minion +1/+1. If you go Northshire into this card, your Northshire becomes a 2/4, and it's quite hard to kill and will guarantee you to get at least one draw. Then you have either kill the Northshire, it's a 2/4 and might draw your opponent's 1 or 2 or 3 cards, has a 4 health now. Or kill the Shadow Ascendant, which is quite a big threat. In arena, this card is just a really good like win more card for priest. It actually gives them some early game, which is quite nice. And just for like a more aggressive priest deck, which is something that we're experimenting with, it's gonna be quite nice. Just all around good arena card, good construct out, card for a more aggressive mid-range priest deck. Spear Lash, 2 mana, lifesteal, deal 1 damage to all minions. So lifesteal on a card, so it has a Halazil effect, 5 mana for 6 card. That's pretty much give your spells lifesteal. It's a pretty good card, to be honest. It's a Whirlwind that gives you some health. If you're getting beat down, you don't have time to heal yourself. That's something with Priest. You won't be able to heal yourself if you're going to get beat down, because you just have to play minions, playing answers. It's an answer that also heal. I can see it as a one-off. Run like a deck that also has Talno, so you can do like a massive healing. There's also all minions, so you can like hit one of your own. Maybe you have to survive. I see this is it's pretty good arena card, just Whirlwind and just some healing if you're losing. As a one-off in constructed. Pretty good card. Acolyte of Agony, 3 mana 3/3 lifesteal. Pretty good like arena card, 3 mana 3/3 lifesteal. It's like, so this card, it has to, you play it, has to take 2 sources of damage from whatchamacallit, from minions to be better than the farce here. The 3 mana 3/3 get healed. So I could find it. Is it a start? There you go. Earthing Farce here. This is instant. Although sometimes you are full health and just healing doesn't do much, so just having a 3/3 with life will be better than Earthing Farce here. With Earthing Farce here, the health is instant, so it's just an okay. It's an okay card in aggro matchups, like aggro versus aggro. I could see you play this card. You just keep going fast with it. Like it could counters the Paracord pretty well. If they go face, you play this and you can go face with it. It's a 6 health difference that you're gonna have to trade into it. It's an okay card. I could see something to do with this card. Now, Eternal Servitude. 4 mana, discover a friendly minion that died this game. Summon it. So many combo potential with it. If you like avoid having 1, 2 or 3 cost cards, if you want 3 cost cards, you run the Injured Blade Master. It's a 4 mana, you get a 4 mana for a 4/7. It's really good. Like a 4 mana 4/7, that's pretty fucking good. Just a good value card. If you get anything that's 4 cost, it's gonna be pretty good. Anything up from there late game, you can get some pretty sick legendary for only 4. You can actually do some pretty cool combos, because charge, you can maybe play like a Leroy, maybe like, you know, play some Leroy, kill, like hit them in the face, they kill it. Then you can go like Eternal Servitude, get 2 Leroys back. Then you can like, I don't know, does Priest, let's look at Priest. Not 3 cost. Can do like Eternal Servitude, some Leroys. Maybe can buff them somehow. No, get a little bit more burst. No, maybe it's a lot of damage, to be honest. Like 16 is 12, right? That's a cool thing I can do, but it's mostly like a really good value card, which I like. Devour Mind. 5 mana, copy 3 cards in your opponent's deck and add them to your hand. So it's like Thought Steal, but more expensive. So if there's more control decks than mid-range decks, then you want Devour Mind over Thought Steal. If there's more mid-range decks, you want Thought Steal over Devour Mind. That's kind of how it goes. Of course, good card, good value card. Again, depends. More late game, more late game than Thought Steal, you put Devour Mind in. Shadow Essence, 6 mana, summon a 5/5 copy of a random minion in your deck. A 5/5 copy. So what do you want? Since it has 5/5, you need to have a Death Rattle. A good death rattle. Let's see, death rattle. What does Priest have? That's not Priest. If you get a Tortolan Share Razor, it's 6 mana, 5/5 taunt, give a random friendly minion +1/+1. Pretty good. If you get Crystalline Orcus, 6 mana, 5/5, copy random cards from your opponent's deck, add it to your hand. Pretty good value card. Then what do you have? Infested Tauren could be a good one. 6 mana, 5/5 taunt, summon a 2/2 slime. Again, more draw card stuff. Devilsaur Egg, 6 mana, 5/5, summon a 5/5 Devilsaur. It's pretty good. With Kieran, 6 mana, 5/5, summon a 4/5. Better than Kieran! Stated Redstone could be something. I'm missing a couple of them. Twilight Summoner, summon 5/5. Definitely Dragon Lord can like get the stuff from your hand. And that's just for value, and of course you can like get like a Malygos and then just pew your opponent in the fucking face. You can go like, you know, just Malygos, just Shadow Essence, you get the Malygos to double Mind Blast and just deal 20 damage. Or a Prophet Velen, you should have both of them in your deck. Pretty good. Just all around pretty good card. In Arena, could just be a 5/5 most of the time. It's probably gonna 5/5 like a taunt, maybe just draw cards. Pretty good. Embrace Darkness. 6 mana, choose an enemy minion at the start of your turn and gain control of it. Quite an interesting card. So if your opponents, if you're equal on board, like your opponent plays something, you kill it. You do some trades, have a minion, they have a minion, trade. They play like a 6-cost card. Play like Kieran, like oh. You embrace Darkness Kieran, Kieran's gonna hit you in the face. Usually with this card, if you're equal on the board, or if you're like 0/0 board, they play like a 5 or 6 cost card. You just embrace Darkness and it's gonna take from somewhere from 4 to 5 and up, depends on how strong the card is. You could always, you know, like freeze the card and then do an Embrace Darkness on it, so they can't do some bullshit. Could be quite nice. Even if you get like a bad injured minion, sometimes can be good. Depends on the board state. If you can be equal on the board and just tank like 6 damage to just mind control, like there's Savannah High main, could be good. But if you don't die, it's really worth it, right? Even if you get like a bug creeper, let's say, just embrace Darkness that in Arena. Just they punch you in the face with it. They have like no board. They play like another big card. Then the bug creeper is on your turn, has taunt. It protects you from the other card that your opponent played. Don't think it's that bad. Has some applications. Obsidian Statue. Now this is a fucking card. 9 mana, 4/8. Taunt, Lifesteal, Death Rattle, destroy a random enemy minion. This card has everything. Imagine if you Eternal Service with this card. So 4/8, it's a good stat line that's really annoying to deal with. Has taunt, so it protects you immediately. Has lifesteal, has 8 health, 8 health. So you will almost always get at least 8 health back, or even more. So it has like it says takes exactly 8 from 2/4 attack cards. 8 there. At least one of them dies. Get 8 health back. You also destroy a random enemy minion. Even if you destroy some garbage, it's still fine. Your opponent won't have that garbage and you won't have to worry about it just smacking you in the face consistently. I think this card is just really good in both Arena and Constructed. In Arena, this card is amazing. Archbishop Benedictus. 7 mana 4/6, shuffle a copy of your opponent's deck into your deck. Against aggro is gonna be horrendous. Against mid-range, that a more aggressive mid-range, it's gonna be horrendous. A mid-range that has a bit more control, it's gonna give you a pretty good value. Yeah, just get like 3 cards worth of value, just kind of secure your late game and beating them, since they all have. If you have this card, you run a bit more early game to just control there. Then you play Archbishop. You also get a 4/6 in play and get their deck that they get it a bit more control so they can beat some of the other decks. Oh, this plays into Hearthstone. Doesn't this play into Hearthstone? I don't know. Very good song. Yeah. When it's a control meta, you slap this into your deck, you put a bit more early game removal, then you're set with this card alone on like late game. Depends on the meta pretty much. If it's a bunch of aggressive decks, please Blizzard, no. It's gonna be great. Shadow Reaper Anduin. 8 mana, gain 5 armor, scores Battlecry, destroy all minions with 5 or more attack. So again, this is one of those, usually your removal, can't I see the hero power? Why can't I see it? Well, the hero power is Void Form, which is... It's deal 2 damage and playing a card resets the hero power. Let me see if I can find it around here. There it is. A few details. There you go. Going for it. Deal 2 damage after play a card. Refresh this. The way I think you play this card is just like if you can snipe like a 5/4 and like a later game minion. If you snipe 2 creatures with that, because the way you're gonna, I think it's gonna run Archbishop's Bandits in the same day with your Shadow Reaper Anduin, because you get a more control-ish, you get rid of early game threats, you have like both border clears that go up to like, you know, Shadow Holy Nova go up to 4 damage with the Priestess combo, you get rid of that Shadow Pains, all of those take control. Then you have like 2 deaths, you can keep them and use Shadow Reaper Anduin to get rid of, like, if you can get rid of 2 threats, this card just playing is just really good already, right? And you have Void Form, that you can play on the same turn you play Shadow Reaper Anduin to like finish off something that's left over. And the Void Form, I think you don't use it to just massively slaughter your opponent, it's just like, alright, new turn, okay, I guess I'll Void, I use my hero power, guess I'll play something like 6 mana and under, and then I can use Void Form again to ping the same thing again to get some pretty good value out of my hero power. I think you need to go ham with this thing, I really don't think so, right? I think it's just a pretty good control card that can like against like a control deck just wreck it. And if you're a control deck, your health late game, meh. And you already catered your fucking sorry. You already catered your deck against early game with if you're gonna run Archbishop and Invictus. Then that's the deck you're gonna put in. But I think pretty good card. It's more of an underwhelming of all the Death Knights we've seen so far. I still think it's a good card. Breath of Sindragosa, 1 mana, deal 2 damage to a random enemy minion and freeze it. So you lose control of what target you can attack, like Holy Smite, but you get the effect of freezing something. You can have other cards that synergize with freezing in this, so like early game you just can like kill a 3/2 and it's fine. Late game you can like stop a big minion and also deal damage to it. A freezing potion was bad because 0 mana freeze something is not worth enough, but 1 mana deal 2 damage and freeze something is way worth it. You can kill something early game, you can like ping something, it gets frozen, you can kill some other things, then use your hero power like next turn to kill it off. Pretty good card, I could see it in some decks, especially with this next card here. pretty good in arena. Or an okay card. Pretty good. Frozen Clone, 3 mana secret. After your opponent plays a minion, add 2 copies of it to your hand. This has the same problem with Mirror Entity, but Mirror Entity is played in a more aggressive deck where you take kind of anything. This is more like played late game to one, like if your opponent wants to do some have their like big turn where they play like a big minion. Well, if you have this in play, well, if they have to play something shitty, if they're a control deck, sometimes they don't have something shitty, right? And you play their early game stuff already. Maybe even if they play like their like early games creature to trigger Frozen Clone, maybe then they can't actually play their big creature on that same turn. So you manage to delay it. I think it's an okay secret. I have like a deck where this elemental deck where I run Counterspell and Ice Block just because this card, the Archaeologist, is such a good card that you'll kind of take anything with it. Like I just add Counterspell and Ice Block just to have those things in there, right? Just so I can draw some cards, even if I won't ever use it, it's still a good card. So more cards with that card, pretty good. Good value, can disrupt your opponent. I need to move a bit faster, cause fuck me. Okay, we're about 45, 6, 7 minutes, something like that. Cold Wraith, 3 mana, 3/4, already really good stat line, so it's a really good card in arena. If an enemy is frozen, draw a card. That's a really strong effect. Works with Breath of Sindragosa. You play the Cold Wraith, you Breath of Sindragosa like a 5 health minion, and play Cold Wraith. You pretty much cycle the Breath of Sindragosa, and you also got the frozen effect on that minion. So you cycle this card, and you get another card, and you get a 3/4 in a play to finish that card off. Well, I think it's all around just a really good card. In arena is a 3/4 already, so if sometimes an upside, it's really good draw card, really good upside. And it's gonna have pretty good synergy, especially with this next card, the Ice Walker 2 mana 1/3, your hero powers freeze the target. Having that plus this, late game, just play that, freeze something, and then play the Cold Wraith, draw a card with it, and have some pretty good minions on the board. Cold Wraith, I think it's all around pretty good card. I think it's gonna find a spot. Even maybe like some decks that don't run Breath of Sindragosa, maybe just Ice Walker, or like Blizzard, to draw a card. Really, very good. Ice Walker, 2 mana 1/3, elemental, nice. You can discover it with the other elementals, can like free stuff to be annoying. It's a really annoying card that can disrupt your opponent pretty hardly, especially in arena. Can just kill their like dinky minions and just keep freezing that one big card. So you don't play this early game, but you could play this early game if you're desperate. That's why it's quite nice. You can play it late game and just to like freeze your big minion. Your opponent might get desperate because they need that big minion, so they might do some a bit better than like not just a Frostball. Maybe they use something bigger than Frostball. They like waste some removal. Maybe they like Flame Strike this and something with like 5 or 6 health. Just a pretty bit waste. So your opponent could waste some pretty good removal on this card just because it could be really annoying. It is really annoying, and just a good card. And like a 1-off in constructed, maybe like a 2-off if you're on a Cold Wraith deck. I think you have to play Cold Wraith with this. Good card. Really annoying, could use Premier Removal. Tuna Prince, 3 mana 3/2, your opponent's spell costs 1 more. Because this has 2 health and only costs 1 more, anything that costs 2 the previous turn and kills it, I think it's because 1 more is not as big as 2 more. I think the Nerubian Unraveler is better than this card, because this card, if you play it against aggro early game, it does nothing. I would prefer to have the Unraveler in my deck than this card. I think this card is just really bad. 3 mana 3/2, 1 too much. Your spells cost 1 more. 1 more won't be the deal breaker in a lot of cases. Sometimes it will be, but most of the time 1 more won't be the deal breaker. Just a bit of annoyance. So, man, it's a mediocre card in arena. In constructed, I think it's almost unplayable. I don't really see it. Even as a tech card, I think the other one is better. Ghastly Conjure, 4 mana 2/6, battle cry, add the mirror image spell to your hand. 4 mana 2/6, good stat line. 1 second. Feel better already. So add a mirror image to your hand. In Arena, it's just a really good card that you'll always pick. In Construct, you can slap this in any deck. It's gonna be a 4 mana 2/6 that gives you mirror images to protect your other minions and to protect your face against aggro. In the quest Mage, you have this to actually, you know, slap a mirror image. That's a randomly generated card, but not randomly generated card. It goes to your quest. You get some tones to store. This card is all around really good. I'll be playing in a lot of decks. Simulacrum, 3 mana, copy the lowest cost minion in your hand. So you want to hit at least it's a lot of minus tempo. So you either want to copy something that's gonna regain you back the tempo, or you're gonna copy something like that you could combo with, right? You have like a minion that you want to combo with, that could be quite useful. I don't have that. Like in Arena, I think since it's the lowest cost, in Arena you have a lot of like random 2-drops that you have in your deck. I think in Arena it's gonna be pretty mediocre, so you lose a lot of tempo. It's a combo card that I don't think you play for value. I think you rarely play this for value, in my opinion. I think it's a more combo-y, but... Oh yeah, look! That is definitely the music from Warcraft 2 in Hearthstone. I don't have my music on. Ah, that's I knew it. Yeah, combo card. Maybe you can get it with some sort of a more late game deck. You get a bit more value out of one minion. Meh. Glacial Mysteries. Put one of each secret from your deck into the battlefield. So I thought about this card. Costs 8 mana. You really need this. You really need to draw this card. So most of the time you'll have to put two of into your deck. Because if you only have one, it could be iffy. If you only have one, your deck's gonna be garbage if you don't actually draw it on turn 8. Because you kind of want only one, but you kind of need to draw one. You need about 8 to 10 secrets into your deck. You have the Frozen Clone to give you more value, but a lot of the secrets can be activated. Like play a bad minion, you get two secrets. You get 5 secrets out of your deck. You get about that's 15 mana. You're like 7 mana advantage, right? You draw 5 cards, but like if you think from like a value standpoint, 5 cards, you draw 5 cards and you play all of them. They're all secrets. That's really good value. You thin out your deck even more, you can get to your other cards, but if you run that many secrets, and by the time you get to Glacial Mysteries, you're gonna be drawing a lot of them. This is from your deck. Have to run at least 10 secrets, in my opinion. At least. So you have to add the Kirin Mage, the Cabal Lackey, make the deck a bit more aggressive. I don't know, it has such a weird vibe that, of course, in Arena this is horseshit. It could be really good, but I don't see it. I really do not see Glacial Mysteries actually being able to be played in a good deck, in my opinion. Even to like a mage deck that's aggressive, having an 8 cards that only puts secret into play, meh. I don't think it's gonna be good. Sindragosa, 8 mana, 8/8. Battlecry, summon 2 0/1 Frozen Champions. The Frozen Champions, when they die, they give you a random legendary. It's a really good card, really good value card. It's an 8 mana, 8/8. So it's a really big card. And you get 2 0/1 Frozen Champions that give you even more value. So this could replace Medivh in a deck that, oh, do I run Oi? Do I run Medivh or Sindragosa? There been the late game of Mage, both in different decks. Or you could even run both of them and be a fucking value whore. Can of course easily ping your frozen champions, you know, or you can just like play Sindragosa. If you lose a lot of tempo, then you go Doomsayer, Frost Nova, the board blows up, and you get your 2 legendaries to choose what to play next turn. I think it's a really good value card in Arena must pick. Depends on how slow the meta is. Have Frost Lich Jaina, 9 mana. That guy summon a 3/6 water elemental, so you have some tempo on the board, get of course 5 armor. Your elementals have lifesteal this game, so you already have a 3/6 elemental in play with lifesteal that gets on the board. If you have at least 1 elemental in play when you play Frost Lich Jaina, have the 5 armor to help you a little bit. Have the Frost element that can free stuff to stall and give you health. Have like some random garbage like a 4 or 5 elemental and get like that. Boom, you play this, you get 9 health. One of that element is going to take damage, you're going to get even more health. It's a really snowbally card that can like fully heal you. And the hero power is Icy Touch, 2 mana, deal 1 damage if this kills a target, summon a 3/6 water elemental that freezes and has lifesteal. So first, works great with Sindragosa, since you can just simply ping off the frozen champions and spawn a 3/6 water elemental. And Mage has like deal 2 damage, deal 3 damage, deal 6 damage, polymorph, this goes great with polymorph, flame strike is 4 damage, so that Mage has like a damage spell for like almost all the numbers, I fucking guess, I don't know how to put it. So using Icy Touch to like, something has 4 health, oh, Frostbolt, Icy Touch, kill it, get off water element. I think this and this Sindragosa are gonna make Mage some quite fierce late game class, which I like because I always liked playing Mage as a late game class, but at the end it wasn't that good, right? But I don't have like Breath Sindragosa, Cold Rate, Ice Walker, Ghastly Conjurer, amazing Frozen Clone to get have some stuff to like block the early game, help you, some early game minions, you know, you get a bit more value in there. Free stuff, throw card, and have Sindragosa and Frost Lich Jaina that can end the game by themselves. Pretty much. These 2 cards can like just finish the game right there. Of course there are a lot of cards, I will be getting to them when some more come out. Anything new? Oh yeah, this was the other card that was not there. Saranai Chain Gang, 4 mana, 2/3 taunt, Battlecry summon copy of this minion. This card is already baseline better than Infested Tauren. You get 2/3 taunts instantly, just like Frostwolf, the Spirit Wolves. You pay, for that card you pay 1 less mana, you get Overload 2, so overall this card costs less mana, right, in a way it costs less mana. And this works really well with hand buffs. I like that they are pushing the other expansion that didn't do that well, like Mage Warlock, Mage Shaman, Mage that, like, not Mage, what I keep, Quest that, they're helping it. And this is also helping the gadgets and hand buff mechanic that didn't quite catch on, but still really good to play with like elementals. So playing this into that deck, even if you buff it once, 4 mana, 3/4 taunt, spawn a 3/4 taunt, that's amazing. 4 mana 4/5 taunt, spawn a 4/5 taunt, fuck yeah! That's like a 4 mana 4/5 taunt is a good card. Yet is a good card. Also give taunt, awesome. You get a free 4/5 taunt, fuck yeah! I think this card is a really good card that's good baseline, and when you hand buff it, it's amazing. You can this also works with evolve, since you get 2 4-drops. Also something to keep in mind. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. This was the first of the Knights of the Frozen Throne review. We did Mage, Priest. I think I'm way more excited for Mage than Priest, but Priest has some cool things that's gonna make it pretty fun. When we went over all the currently revealed neutral cards, I'm gonna wait until Another class is at least complete. The legendary has, oh, there it is. We need 3 cards here, we need 3 cards there, 2 there, 3 there. The stream is gonna be tomorrow at 7, so we're gonna have to wait for that. We'll see if any class gets completed by then. At least wait for 2 classes and a couple more commons. But yeah, I'll try to get done the other ones as soon as I can. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next review. Bye bye.